Hi, are you finding it hard to create your art at the moment? I'm Louise Fletcher, abstract artist, and I think I know why. If you're like me, you were happily creating until a few weeks ago when the Covid-19 crisis really took hold and our lives changed massively. If you're like me, as your area went into lockdown and as the airways became filled with horrible stories of disease and death and fear, you became frozen. You became unable to make the things you normally make. Perhaps you're now homeschooling kids or taking care of someone vulnerable. Perhaps you've had to adjust to working from home or losing your job. Maybe you lived from sales of your art and now all your shows are being cancelled. And even if none of these things is true for you, your life has still changed. You now feel triumphant if you manage to book an online grocery delivery or pick up a pack of toilet rolls. The highlight of your day might be the one walk that's your daily exercise, the only time you get out of the house. For most of us, this is the first time in our lives that the government has severely restricted our basic freedoms. For most of us, it's the first time we've had to queue outside a supermarket only to find we can't buy all the items on our shopping list. For most of us, it's the first time we've faced a pandemic. So our lives are just different in every way. And I believe that's why so many of us have been feeling stuck with our art. We are not the same people we were a few short weeks ago. We have been transformed. So when I look at these large, colourful canvases behind me that I was creating before all this started, they feel like the work of a stranger. Who even was that person buying giant canvases and flinging paint around with abandon? As my life has become smaller, more restricted, more contained, so has my art. I'm filling up sketchbooks and I'm developing small work on paper that you can see behind me. My colourful palette has become limited, muted, more subtle. And for now, I've replaced paint with ink. A few weeks into this new work, it dawned on me, why ink? The virus has made each of us confront the reality that we do not have control. The control we thought we had over our lives was a complete illusion. In reality, things can shift and change in an instant. And at the moment, they seem to do that every few days. And every time they do, we react and adapt to a completely new way of life. It's the same with the ink. I apply it to wet paper and it does whatever it's going to do, and then I have to react to what's being produced. Sometimes I get something lovely, often I don't, and then I have to respond, adjust. I have to deal with the hand I've been dealt. And so it makes total sense. Even though I hadn't thought about it that way, it makes total sense that I've been drawn to working that way at the moment. So the size of my work and the palette and the media and the substrate have all changed. And my joy in making art has returned. I am loving what's happening and I don't miss the larger canvases at all, even though I think I may well come back to them. I'm sharing this because I think the same strategy might help you. If you're stuck, consider changing things up. Leave the things you were working on. They don't fit you just at the moment. There'll be lots of time to come back to them later or to rework them. Shows are likely cancelled, so you have the freedom to experiment and try new things. And I strongly believe making art is important for your mental health, and your mental health directly affects your immune system. It also allows you to show up and support others and care for others, and not to mention the fact that the world needs art more than ever when times are difficult. So, if you've been feeling stuck, have a rummage through your supplies and find something that you haven't used for a while. Or go back to sketchbooks, or try a different medium, or experiment with different substrates. If you've been working small, maybe try big. If you've been working in inks, try paint. If you've been working in paint, try crayons. If you're like I am, then you have lots of art supplies that have barely been touched. But if you don't, there's still places shipping, so you can buy what you need. Get unstuck by letting go of what you were doing and finding your way with something new. I truly believe that's the way forward for us in these times. When things settle back down, when things go back to normal, and they will, hopefully we'll come out of this as better artists as well as better people. The experiments that we do, the different things that we try now, will move our work forward in ways we can't even imagine. And when we do return back to what we were doing before, we will do it changed, and we will bring something new and exciting to it. So if you've been stuck, I really hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any other ideas, I'd also love to hear those too. Please share, you'd be helping someone else. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.